All right, guys, so my name is Brian Abarca, and I made $50,000 in the last 4 weeks in solely personal training. So a little bit about myself. I am a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for more than 13 years. I do a combination of in-person and online coaching, as well as other businesses that I own. Personal training and fitness is my main source of income. Now, let me take you back all the way to how I started. So it all started when I was a junior in high school, and my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So I was a little sad, I was a little depressed, and during this time, I had my high school sweetheart break my heart and start hooking up with other guys in front of me. Can you believe this? So the combination of both really got me to the point where I really wanted to just become a better version of myself. And I will never forget, I was on a field trip in my senior year in high school, and I weighed 130 pounds, I was skinny. Mind you, I'm 5'8", so just imagine me with my big ass head. Oh man, I was skinny. And she mentioned how skinny I was in front of my friends, and they all laughed at me. And it never triggered me to hit the gym. However, I was an athlete growing up. I played soccer and I did wrestling for the 125-pound weight class. So I was fit, but I just never had solid muscle. So I took that as an opportunity, and I was just like, you know what? Let me reach out to my aunt who was in military intelligence, and I told her, listen, I wanted to start hitting the gym, and I wanted to become more fit. And she told me, you know what, Brian, let's go to GNC. Let's go on a shopping spree. And I'll buy you a mass gainer, I'll buy you some BCAAs, I'll buy you some creatine. We went all out. And mind you, within 1 year, I gained a solid 60 pounds. I was a solid 185 pounds to 195 pound man within a year, freshman year in college, from 135 pounds. Mind you, I'm skipping to senior year. And everybody thought like I was on roids. Like I even had stretch marks all over my chest because I just grew so fast. Mind you, I was consuming almost 7,000 calories a day. So 2 servings of a mass gainer, and I'm going into the macros here, but 2 servings of a mass gainer is almost 3,000 calories. Plus I'm Hispanic. So 3 solid Hispanic meals, I'm consuming a lot of calories. Now, this was a huge fuck you to my ex-girlfriend at the time that hooked up with a bunch of guys in front of me. This made me just fall in love with the stress relief of working out. And I didn't know what to major in college. So since I started researching a little bit more about bodybuilding.com and working out, I figured, I love working out. I love utilizing it as therapy. So I thought, why not just major in exercise physiology? So I went to community college, I majored in exercise science, and I utilized my associate's degree for my first ever job as a personal trainer. And I will never forget, this was my first personal training job at a commercial gym. It forced me to learn about personal training. It forced me to learn about sales, which is significantly important to actually make $50,000 a year, a month. But that being said, I was there for a solid 3 or 4 years, and I usually tell my students that I mentor to try to establish yourself at a commercial gym, just because you end up finding your niche, you end up getting a solid, loyal following of gym members, and you end up getting those reps in with sales. Fast forward after 3 years, I'm a junior in exercise physiology for Montclair State University, and I'm doing my internship in Verizon headquarters at a corporate office. And I'm a health and wellness coordinator there. Mind you, I'm getting minimum wage there, but I'm getting the experience of corporate fitness. And I'm getting the experience of not wanting to be there. So I'm literally just trying all these routes and I'm crossing all of them out. Yes, did I waste time? Of course I did. But this is another reason why I'm actually mentoring personal trainers out there that don't know where to go, what to do, how to accomplish a significant source of income in fitness. I got let go and I got fired from my commercial gym at this commercial gym that I worked at. I got let go of my internship at the corporate office. And I thought, you know what, let me apply to physical therapy because I'm just getting fired everywhere. And it never thought to me to actually start my own business. So I start physical therapy school, and there's this one day where I'm like 2 weeks into my physical therapy program, and I'm driving and I'm listening to Gary Vee, and he's talking about how achieving the dreams of your mom, achieving your dreams, the dreams of your grandparents is something so selfish from them that you should just stop and just tackle your own dreams. And I caught myself in a crossroads because, you know, I was raised by my grandparents, and all I wanted to do is just make them happy and take care of them. You know, I grew up with no father, and I was raised by a single parent, and I was like, you know what? I want to become a doctor because that's their dream. And Gary Vee just kind of like slapped the reality out of me to the point where I'm driving on the highway. I put my emergency lights on. I stop to the side and I literally just sit down and think about, am I really going to do this? Am I really going to drop out of medical school to really tackle a career in personal training and open up my own business? And I was like, you know what, fuck it. To the point where I dropped out, I went through the portal, and it confirmed with me, are you sure you want just a partial refund of your tuition? And I said yes. And right there and then it put me into a corner, and I had no choice but to literally start my business and start Abarca Fitness. So that was life-changing because it really put me into the corner where I was just like, you know what? I have to end up doing my own prices. I had to lease my own gym. I had to really start getting the leads on my own and stop getting fed these leads from this commercial gym that I was so used to, you know? And I utilized all the skill sets that I got from my experiences from the commercial gyms that I worked at, from the corporate gym that I interned at, and I started my business. And after obstacle and after some walls that I had to go through, I got to the point where I'm literally making $50,000 a month and nearly over $250,000 a year. And I thought, you know what? I'm still doing in-person training. I'm still doing online coaching. And I'm stepping back and thinking, I have all these personal trainers looking up to me whenever I go to, you know, my local gym and I'm just working out there, and they're seeing how many lives I change, how many booties, you know, I transform. And they're like, hey man, like, how do you end up getting all these leads? How do you end up getting these stacked, you know, schedules with clients back to back? How do you end up waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and still finish training at 10 p.m. and then still end up taking these trips to like Dubai and Colombia and London and all these other places? And I'm just like, hey, man, I just grind. So because I went through so many obstacles in my career of 13 years, where if I actually mentor all these trainers who want to become personal trainers and start making some serious money, they can actually like avoid all the obstacles that I went through and all the mistakes I've made. And trust me, I've made so many mistakes. This is why I decided to start this mentorship program where I literally hold their hands and go through sales, go through how to open up a business account, how to find a great location to work out, how to find a specialty or a niche, and how to make the money that I make. If you haven't followed my personal page on Instagram is the Brian Abarca, TheBrianAbarca. And if you or anyone you know is interested in transforming a booty, boxing, or anything like that, or even doing some online coaching, you can follow my business account at Abarca, ABARCA.fitness. And that wraps up the video. If you want to know a little bit more about myself, you can subscribe, click the link below. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one.